Happy Saturday, everyone. A lovely day. The sun is out, and we have a lot of show and tell and a couple quick little demos to show you today before we have our class starting today at 11. So we have 2 classes going on today, and there's no snowstorm outside. The roads are clear. The sun is out, but it's cold. So, good morning. I bet it's warm where you are, Dawn. Hi, Lynn. I'm going to start off by showing some new papers that we got in. We haven't had these before, so I didn't get a whole lot of them because I was like, we'll see. I know we have the small 6x6 pads from Craft Consortium, but these are from Hunky Dory, and these are ink blending. You get 24 sheets, and they are the A4 size, which is like a European size. And these have actually a shiny coating, are definitely heavier than the other papers. And in the pack, you get all these color combinations. So I think that's like a great deal. I mean, it's like huge because you cut those in 4, you could die cut them. So definitely I'm going to be ordering more of these so I could see that these are super cool. I like the weight of it too, because it's heavy enough you can use it for your card base. It's 350 GSM, whatever that is converted to our pounds and such. I couldn't tell you, but it's a heavy. It feels like it's at least 110 pound weight. This is another one that I thought was really cool, and this is oxidized backgrounds. So once again, it's that heavy kind of background, and there are 3 color combinations. So you're going to get 3 of each, or actually 3 color combinations and 10 papers in each. And look at that. It has that kind of vintage worn look. So there's the copper, there's a black, and a green. This one we only got 1 of because I wasn't quite sure. And then this one was interesting. This is a kind of it says a library leather. So it's kind of a faux leather look. Let's see if it has a little texture to it. Oh, it's smooth, but it has that kind of look of a book. Reminds me of the old, like a composition book. You know, they used to come in all different colors and that kind of pebbly pattern on it. And in this one, there are multiple, let's see if I can get that, colors that you can, let me flip it over. The blue, there's a brown, kind of a, more of a leathery, kind of the rusty red, kind of a tan. So there's a whole variety of different papers and textures in this one, and once again you're getting 24 sheets. Let's see if we can, I know what kind of adhesive they put on there, but we'll have to kind of tape that one back up. So these are from Hunky Dory, which is, I believe, I thought it was, oh, it's the UK. Hero Arts had their new release, and we have a lot of new stamp and die combo sets from them, and can't wait to do this little bunny one. The bunny is adorable because it's spring, it's Easter. Bees are going to be popular once again, and we can see that kind of coming through from a lot of companies. And here is another kind of cool background. So this one is called Sweet as Honey. So I have this big cool bee, beautiful flower. It almost looks, I don't know if it's cherry blossom. Kind of looks like a cherry blossom, but these come with the dies all in that same pack. which I love. So it's the combination. And the price point is actually really good for both of them. Here is another bee. A lot of different little bee sayings. Another bumblebee here and there. We have the little octagon kind of honeycomb background shape and the two flowers, which actually coordinate with this too. I don't believe they're this one looks larger here, but you probably could use them together separately. And once again, you have the dies in the same packet. And this one is the Believe bundle. This little background, which works with both of them, the inside has an edge. Will cut out a hole or create kind of a frame for your paper, and then the outside does not. But we'll be using these in upcoming classes, so kind of you'll be able to see some samples with that. So this is the Honeycomb Fancy Die. And then we have the layering bunny. So you would stamp the first one in a brown or a gray, and then overstamp in a brown or a darker brown or black or a deeper gray. For your bunny, you can go back in and watercolor it. This one, you could use this one for Heidi for a shaker card, which would be really cool. You would have to extend your foam to outside that, and I think it would actually be a really cool shaker card. So great idea. So here's the bunny, and once again you have the coordinating little die because you have the little flower patch and the little bunnies, and it has a little Easter sentiment in it, the happy spring, so happy to see you. So it's not just, for those 2 times. Oh, these are the little, I think it's the little ear, the pink for his ear and his nose. Really cute. And the bunny bundle. And for Heidi, because I'm finishing up kitting up the Super Bowl kits, so they're going to go out in the mail today for those of you that need them shipped. So lots of parts and pieces on a couple of them. So this is a background die, or like a cut apart, so you create this cool background with the kite. Definitely summer and spring kind of feel to it. A new frame die. We'll be using that with a lot of their looking glass dies. So there is the bee and flowers. There's the bird on the branch. There is the birthday party. And once again, this is going to be an upcoming class. I actually did the bird one, and I didn't think I was going to like it, and I was really pleased with it, and I thought, it's not as hard as I thought. So we can do that in a class form, and I think it's doable, so kind of look for these. So these are the looking glass frames, and we have many more that we've got. We have a snowflake one, there was a Christmas ornament one, there's multiple ones that we have. So it's a kind of a fun series where all these frames, will work on each one, and there's different ways to use these, and these are actually like doable for a shaker too. One of my favorite new black ink pads is the Intensified Black from Hero Arts. Works really good. It's a super dark, nice crisp black, and they finally have the refill ink pads, the refills for their pads. So we got a lot of these in. To add to our kids' little collection, we have the little mini Just for Kids ink pads. So there's other colors coming. They were out of stock right at this point, but these are the first ones that we got in. And then also to add to our little corner, we have some ink and stamps. And I remember, I've been with Hero for like 30 years, and these were always a great hit. And the little monsters are fun because they can be girl or boy monsters. They're good for either. And then we have the little farm animals. And I remember Jess had one, and this is one of the ways we used to play, and we would learn our colors because we would stamp into the red, we'd stamp it, find the orange, use the orange, find the chicken, and, it was kind of a learning lesson along with a fun activity for them. So these are the new ink and stamp pads. Oh gosh, we have a huge order in from IO. Oh wait, I think there's, two other things from Hero. Let me backtrack a bit. And then we'll go on to IO. This is a new stamp and cut, the extra large. So you have the happy birthday and celebrate words, and then the nice bold sentiments that go along with those. So this is the latest in that collection. And this, I only got a few in because I was not quite sure. I haven't seen it. Kind of one of the downsides of not going to a show and actually have it in your hands, but we can always reorder. This is a wood grain vellum, and I think in this one you get 8 sheets. And if you can see, it's heavier than a vellum. It says 21 pounds, but our, maybe because of the texture makes it feel a little bit heavier. But you can kind of see behind it, but it definitely can be inked. So it's a cool paper for a texture, which I love. Love adding textures onto my cards. So before we run or jump into IO, we got a small order in of a variety. We have this Creative Expressions, a very grungy kind of cool background set. Love all the designs in these. And this is from Sam Poole. Her line tends to be very kind of grungy, which I like, so it's something different. From Creative Expressions, one of their new little mini dies, and several new ones will be coming out. The little Make-A-Wish, which is like a perfect little one for the bottom of some of your cards. And then we have some shamrocks and things going in our St. Patrick's Day section. We had it kind of up in the front of the store, but we're going to be moving it to the back, which means we have to clean the back counter. I mean, there's always like these little explosions going on in the store because it's not so easy just to move something to a spot. It requires thought and planning because where you're moving it to means that whatever is there has to be moved somewhere else. So it's all a game. So Mark is working on redoing some of the ink pads because I just reordered probably 20 new colors of Catherine Puller, which we haven't had. So we're redoing our ink section and downsizing Hero Arts and some of the other little oddball companies and doing a really fresh look with Catherine Puller. And when those come in next week, I'll share those with you. But she has a great variety of color palettes. So for those of you that like doing, the multicoloring for Altenew and so on, she has a great variety and some more muted colors, which a lot of other companies don't have. So I decided to bring those in, and Mark's going to get that whole section ready. So when they come in, they can just go right out. So back to the St. Patrick's Day, because that's where I started this whole thing off. In the back of the store, we're going to put out St. Patrick's Day because we have a lot of things in. So we have the nice little shamrocks and clovers. This is a ladybug die, and it has the little clover. So you can use that for St. Patrick's Day and the ladybug just anytime. You can see there's 2 different little ladybugs. Lots of good luck. We got this in from the Frantic Stamper, the little leprechaun guy, that die cut. So those would be going into our new St. Patrick's Day. So I think I can start off. Oh, with some of the IO. There are several new dies and some stamp sets, and I think there is a new die which is really cool. It's actually a pin cushion. His pin cushions and, oh gosh, here it is. Oh. We were trying to figure out whether that was in the system or not, but I think it's behind the register. But there's a new pin cushion die. We have the little dress form, the new single little stitching dies, and all these great little sentiments for your cards. Here's another sewing little sentiment. And here's a crafting set. This one is kind of a get well. And I like them because they're a little bit bolder sentiments. The new stuff should be online. Actually, Jess has been very proactive, and I've been sending her invoices. I think you'll find that we're getting new Whippersnapper in, and those are on transit, but they'll probably be online. All this stuff, I think all this new Hero is online. So I think we're good to go. I think all the new Catherine Puller is going up this weekend. And then this is a cute little chicken sentiment, which goes with some new kind of Easter dies, but you can use them anytime. We have that one, and this is the most adorable little cute chick, which you can use with this, or you can use this for Easter. And we've expanded our little collection of these kind of animal dies. And I actually had a lot more, but somebody came in yesterday and bought them all. But there's a whole kind of series of these animals. Here it's the little pig, and then we have dogs, and we have chickens. So we're going to be putting these all in our little animal section in the back of the store. This is a really sweet flower, and I really like this because it kind of has the little stitching in it, in the leaves and in the flower centers, and you get the 3 different size flowers. And I think this would make a super sweet card. There's a new bicycle die, a new oval frame. You know, I ordered all Tim's, speaking of Tim's dies. Oh, here's a lion and a hedgehog to go with our little animal section. I'm trying to think if he had a chicken. We order all that maybe 2 months ago, and I kind of forget what is coming. And those will go live on our website. I don't know if we'll have pictures to show, but if you watch him and you wanted to order any of them, at least if you know the name, they'll be on our site. And as pictures become available for us, everything with Tim is so hush. We are bound by secrecy to divulge anything that we saw. And for me, it's okay because I kind of forget it. And we can't have it posted online until 10 minutes into his Facebook. But we have it all on order, and I believe my order has shipped. And for those of you that have ordered the Switch machine, they are in transit from California to Buffalo. So those are coming probably this coming week. Here's a really bold Get Well die. And one of the things I love about IO is that we can get single little rubber stamps with words. It's not cost effective for companies to do them in clear. That's why we find them in sets. But with IO, we can get individual red rubber. So we've got a nice collection of Easter sentiments and St. Patrick's Day. Just some other little generic sentiments. Because sometimes you just want that one specific little statement, you know, sentiment, and not everything else that goes in the set. Somebody loves you. The speedy recovery, sweet Easter wishes. Hippity hoppity. This is a brand new one, and they call it Bunny Love. So you could use that anytime. Joyful Easter wishes. More St. Patrick's Day. Yes, we will have spring. Happy spring. It's coming. It's coming. And then a coffee sentiment. Friends and coffee and crafting are the perfect blend. Look for this one to be used in our stamp camp coming up. And happy Easter to you. And I believe that these are all online. Now this is another basket that I believe they are online because Jess entered everything, but I need to go back and check. So this was kind of one of the baskets I didn't get to the other day. But this is called the Jelly Bean stamp. So you have the big jelly bean, and so you have a couple sentiments. A little Easter wreath from Serendipity stamps, a little basket. We got this cute little bunny head. We have the cute little bunny butt. This cute little dog with a little heart. And of course, we have the little kitty. And some larger verses, and I love that because it's nice and long, so it fits beautifully into a card. The bigger kind of Easter basket with the eggs inside, and lavender. So I think that's it for the IO. There are more dies, and we'll just probably show you those next week. A couple other things. I just want to go back and revisit this. This is a Technique Tuesday die, and it has a lot of sentiments in here. So you have the happy and the day. So you have holidays, Thanksgiving, Halloween. So you do happy Halloween, happy Hanukkah, happy New Year, 4th of July, happy Easter, Father's Day, Mother's Day, and Valentine's Day. So just, I was walking around looking for something, I came across this, and I moved it down, so kind of as a reminder. We have a new dye ink in white. We carry the Hero Arts pigment ink in white, which is a little more solid. This is a little more translucent. So this came in, and there's nothing I love better than a good wood stamp. And we have these new stamps because sometimes, once again, you just want that happy birthday and just with sympathy. And these are really easy to line up when I stamp. I use the edge of my paper as my guide with my wood, and I can line that up very easily. and get that kind of dead on without using a MISTI or any stamping tool. That's how we did it years ago. And then love, love, love the stamp. Women Belong in All Places Where Decisions Are Being Made by Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So a new stamp. And last of all, I got a lot of these like 3D toppers. And we've got a lot for Easter in summer or spring. So we have the little Easter chicks, the cute bunnies, you know, so not necessarily all Easter, but spring, the lilies, the spring flowers. I got this in, even though it's Christmas, they're little angels. Because it seems that every time I need to replenish our section at Christmas time, they're already sold out. So we got this one in. We got the little Easter chicks, which I think they're just really adorable. Just for summer. Birds. Like, there's a couple samples of these out. Like, if you just grab it, I can show them. We have the flowers in spring, the flower bunnies. Like I said, I got a ton of them. Snowdrops, love the snowdrops. Crosses, so they make a really nice sympathy card.
Hi.
Garden fairies, Easter lambs.
Oh, where's a good table?
Oh,
A good seat for-
I'm on Facebook Live. So that's Karen. She's greeting Sadie. So here are some cards that we've done. And they're like, this is something like if Mark and I are going somewhere, I could do these in the car, put these together, just bring my pop dots, and then I have them all done. There's the snowdrops. And you just map them. And I'll kind of show you really quickly how these work. You just need a low profile pop dot. And each, you get anywhere from 8 to 10 designs. This one has 10. And they're all packaged individually. And you can see they have the largest to smallest, and you just adhere like the foam tape behind it, and this is why I like low profile. And you can see that this is going to go on top of that one, and that one will go on there. So in the end, you get this dimensional type of look. Super fast, super easy. I mean, they don't even need to put directions on there for you. But I think they make the fastest, most beautiful cards that, you know, you don't have to color, you don't have to cut, you don't have to do any of that. Unlike my Reinke class, which we're going to be doing at 11, there's a lot of little fussy cutting. So check these out. We have a nice selection of these in the store at this time. We got another beautiful one. It was not in this basket. It's a beach scene with lighthouses and seashells, and I thought that's a great one for masculine cards. Okay. So we're gonna, Valentine's Day is next weekend. And I'm gonna just do a quick card using a new 3-layer stencil. Laura, I'm going to ask you, could you go get me a pack of these domes? So I'm going to actually do a quick stencil card. I'm going to do the base, and then I'll put the rest of it together because I'm going to put a paste on it. And I'll show you that later. And let me grab my tape. So in this one we have 2 different heart patterns, and up in the top left hand corner they have them numbered so you can see the sequence that will work best for you. Thanks. And I'm going to use the domes from Tim. Whoops. Slowly we're transferring over our flat dome, or our flat foams to the dome, which are way easier. And I have my tape. So I'm just going to use this top corner as my guide for lining up my stencil. And this one will start off with the bubble gum. Now everybody, we had a lot of questions like how do you get the ink on there? When I'm inking up, I'm pressing really hard and transferring that ink to my blending tool. And I chose the blending tools today instead of the brushes because I want a bold look. So I'm just going down. If you see that, I'm going in a circular motion. And this is going to be cut down, so I'm not worried about going off the bottom. I'll be making this a card front. I'll be trimming it down. Just trying to get them all the same color. I should have put a little sticky note on. So we have and I'm using the Pink Fresh inks, which I also really love. And we're carrying that Pink Fresh in the small little sets. Okay, so we have the first one. We'll go with number 2. And I'm going to switch to a sparkling rose, a lighter pink. Laura, can I ask you just take a damp either cloth or a paper towel and then dry that because I'm going to use that again. I should have. So this one I'm going to do a little bit softer. And that heart, you can do in blues. I probably should have done a different color version just to let you see, but we're decided to go with the pinks, and then I'm going to put a little purple in here. but we can kind of lift up. You could use pixie spray to hold this down, but they're not shifting so much, so, and I'm just... Okay, so I have my 2. And now I'm going to put number 3, just remembering it's going to go up in the top corner because it fills in the spaces where there is nothing, because it's all pre-planned out. And on this one, I'm going to use a purple. That's good. Yeah, I'm going to actually go back with the paste on top of it. That's why I just... So we're going to do the arrows in a purple. Like I said, you could use your brushes, but you're going to get a softer kind of look. And I just want those a little bolder. There we go. And now I'm going to go back with my number 1. And I am going to use the Cosmic Shimmer Sparkle Texture Paste. And this has all this glitter in it. And it's going to dry clear, but have like lots of glitter. And they have the plastic spatulas, but I just love my metal one. So what I'm going to do is just start at the top, kind of try to go in one direction. When you're putting these pastes on, you really don't want to go back and forth because you don't want it to slip underneath your stencil. It does help if you put the pixie the pixie spray down, because then you're less likely to have it go underneath. And this I'm going to finish up on Wednesday. You have to watch about, going over the ink, because I did use a dye ink with the paste, because if I spread too much, this might transfer, the pink might transfer and then get into my sparkle, which I don't want to do. I'm going to lift this up, and you can see that it covered those pink hearts, the ones that I did in the darker color. I'm just going to go throw this in the sink, because this needs to be washed immediately. So you guys are going to have to come back on Wednesday to see what I did. My thought was to cut this down smaller, mat it on a piece of paper with one of these colors. And I might take the purple and do the purple edge so it matches. And I have a little saying that's going to go on top of here. The paste is Creative Expressions. A lot of companies have different pastes, but I love the quality. We've been carrying their paste for years, 8-10 years, and they have a huge color range, and in their sparkle, they have like 4 or 5 different sparkles, so this one kind of has maybe like a little gold glitch to it. Some have a blue, some have a green and a pink. So I love their products. And then they have their traditional golds and reds and so on. So we'll take a look at this on Wednesday and see what comes of that. And I'm going to show you one other quick little card using the Stamp and Die from Photoplay. So they have this coordinates with the set, and not all cards have to be super elaborate. So I did the smooch, and you can see that this didn't cut correctly, but it's not going to matter because I'm going to layer it. So I'm just putting my adhesive on here so that it just kind of raises up, and I might do a 3rd layer after. So we have smooch. I went in our scrap bin and I found a paper, and I'm just going to do a little strip across here. The other, it was about this high, so this little piece, I'm actually going to put that in the center of my card, in the inside. We're just going to glue this down. So this is for the people that are saying, I don't have time, I don't have time. All I had to do is cut a piece of paper in half, make a little strip, pull out my stamp set. I feel bad for the people that have to package these. If that's your job, putting them in there without ripping that packaging, that's tough. So let's see. We have the word smooch, and let's see. One of my favorite sayings is, I love you a bushel and a peck. And the reason I love that is I remember my kindergarten teacher, Miss Hyland. She played the piano like for us all the time. It wasn't a music, that was her thing, and we would sing that song. How many people remember that song? I love you a bushel and a peck. Do you know it, Lori? Have you ever heard it? I love you a bushel and a peck, a hug around your neck. Da da da.
Like a year ago, I didn't know it said
a
hug around your neck.
Oh, what did you think it said?
I guess I never heard the song.
Oh, you didn't?
Know
So,
the end part of
yeah.
it.
So for those of you out there that know that song, I love you a bushel and a peck, and a hug around the neck, and a barrel and a heap, and I'm talking in my sleep. I love you. When you're singing that all day because you can't get it out of your head, you could thank you, Mary Lou. See, Carol said my mom used to sing it. So you can blame buffalo stamps and stuff. So I'm going to do that. I love you a bushel and a peck. And I'm going to use my Versaclear, and hopefully it's still pretty good. And because it's a new stamp, I'm always going to check it. And I always, have scrap paper. So when I stamp the first time, and you can see it kind of goes up a little bit. Okay. So this is, let's just hold our breath. I'm going to just move it off because the camera's in my way. I actually have a little sign in my stamp room that I found somewhere. It says, I love you a bushel and a peck. Actually, I should have moved this up a little bit. But And then we're just going to put our little smooch on there. Of course, I'll go back and find some little hearts, just to embellish with some little hearts, and Wink of Stella on my smooch. There we go. And in this little saying set, there are a lot of great little sending you hugs and kisses, kiss me. This card is a, little heart, you are loved. So it's not just Valentine's Day. And then the coordinating die that goes with it. So I think I'm done for today. We will see the finished stencil card on Wednesday. And maybe I'll do a couple of these others, like really super fast, just to show you how you can just make super quick cards, just with simple paper and in this stamp set. So unless there's any questions, we're going to clean the table off and switch over to Zoom. Welcome to my world, ladies.
Really? Holy cow.
Anybody have any questions? And actually, I think I'm like pretty neat here today.
Yeah. You're pretty calm.
Well, I'm usually calm, but it's like the table's usually a so, yep. So we'll finish that, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Everyone, have a great weekend. Stay warm, be safe, and enjoy. And thanks for joining me.